and welcome to another in the Ask the Data Governance Coach video series. And in today's video, I want to answer a question that has been asked quite a lot recently when I run my data governance clinics. And I thought it's clearly one I need to address in a video. So the question is, how often should I hold my data governance committee meetings? And it's a good question because no matter whether you call it a committee, a council, a steering group, it's still a very important forum when it comes to running data governance. We need to get our senior stakeholders, mainly our data owners with a few other senior people thrown in, together regularly so that they can provide oversight to our initially implementation of our data governance framework, but then also some oversight into resolving data quality issues, what to do next as we implement our data governance and raise the bar and increase standards. So how often would I hold them? Well, I think the answer depends on where you are in your data governance initiative. So I know from my own experience that if I hold it monthly, people do things. Particularly in the early phases of doing a data governance initiative, I would say that because this is new to people, they tend not to do it unless you're constantly reminding them. So if I was running my data governance committee meeting monthly, about 2 weeks before the next one, i.e. only 2 weeks after the last one, I'd be sending an email to my data owners saying, I'm preparing the pack for the next committee meeting. Please, can you give me an update on your actions? At which point it became really clear that this is the first time these senior stakeholders have even thought about those actions. So it kind of spurs on some activity. So in my personal view, if you were to hold your meetings any less frequently than monthly in the early phases of your data governance initiative, it's really going to slow down your progress, because if people are not doing anything until just before the next meeting, the further apart you have those meetings, the slower your progress is. I wouldn't try and have it any more frequently than monthly, because if you do that, there's probably very little to update them on, to ask them to make decisions on, and they're going to get fed up and disengaged. And that's the last thing we want. So in my experience, I found monthly, probably for even the first year or so of your data governance initiative, is what you need to do. When you feel that your stakeholders are engaging and perhaps they're making decisions without you constantly prompting them, or they're doing things without you constantly prompting them, now's a really good time to start perhaps eking out the frequency. And I tend to move from monthly to maybe 6 weeks, and then from 6 weeks to 8 to 10. And I would say the ultimate is quarterly. And I've even gone as far as to tell my stakeholders that in the early days, because basically the sooner they engage, the sooner they start making decisions for me and doing things outside of these meetings and without me constantly reminding them, then the sooner we can move to our meetings being further apart. So wave the carrot, let them know what it could be if they actually engage and start doing things for you. So I think it depends where you are, but I would always bear one thing in mind. If you've got nothing to update people on and there are no decisions to be made, I'd rather cancel a meeting than go ahead with it just for the sake of it. People's time is precious. We all spend far too much time in meetings. We don't want to have a data governance committee meeting just for the sake of it. So be wise to that. You'll be rewarded by your data owners being more engaged because you respect their time and only ask them to come along when there's actually something for them to do. So I hope you found that useful. If you have, please help me in my mission to help as many people as possible be successful with data governance by liking, commenting, sharing on your choice of social media. I really do appreciate your help with this. Thank you so much, and I hope you'll join me back here next time.